I'm really excited to be offering this slow, semi-restorative class today. It's going to move a little bit faster paced than a typical restorative class where we're holding poses for a very long time, but it's going to give you a sense of bringing some relaxation into your body. I'm going to be doing a lot of chest opening, heart opening positions today. I'm going to offer lots of different alternatives and alterations to the poses to help you feel comfortable. If at any time something does not feel okay to you, stop. You always have the choice to stop. You can come back into seated. You can choose to take a child's pose. You can choose to lay down on your back. But please, if something doesn't feel good to you, don't push it. It's not worth it. You can always focus on your breath. You can always take the time to take care of you. You are in charge of your body. I don't know how you're feeling. I don't know where you're at today. Listen to yourself and don't push yourself to the point of pain. I'm really excited to offer this class to you today. Please feel free to leave feedback. Feel free to send me an email. But thank you so much for taking the time to take care of yourself. We're going to start off in child's pose. So coming onto your hands and your knees and just sitting your bum back towards your heels. You can reach your hands up in front of you, placing your head onto the mat. If that's not comfortable for you, you can always bring your hands backwards behind your legs. Some people might want to take a pillow, placing it underneath of them. You can tuck it, kind of bring your legs wider. Tuck it underneath you. If you have a bit of a belly, bring your legs wider is always more comfortable. And just resting here, so finding a comfortable spot to rest. Just focusing in on your breath. You might notice that your breath is fast. It might be slow. Just notice how it is. Are you breathing into your chest or your belly? If you can, try and focus your breath into your belly. Filling it up wide like a balloon. Exhaling through your mouth. On the next breath, see if you can bring the breath into your back. See if you can expand your rib cage. And breathing out. Keep focusing your breath on expanding through your rib cage. See if you can breathe into your back, your sides, and your belly, filling everything right up. You can exhale through your mouth, through your nose. And if focusing on your breath isn't comfortable to you, you can stop at any time. Stay here for 3 more breaths on your own time. So notice how it feels in your body to breathe wide, deep breaths into your whole rib cage. How does it feel in your back? Whenever you're done your 3 breaths, or whenever you're ready, you can come back up. If you're sitting or you're using a pillow or any type of support. You might want to take that out now. All right. So just going to release that. So we'll come back up into tabletop. So bringing your butt back up. And then we're going to bring ourselves into a child's pose twist. So from tabletop, with your left hand down on the mat, we're going to take our right hand, take it underneath our left, and then bringing our butt back towards our heels again, resting down on the floor. So your right hand can be resting on the floor. Maybe look at your shoulder down to the ground, that's great. You might want to take your legs out wider so it's more comfortable, or to get you comfortable onto the floor. If your shoulder can't reach the floor, you may want to tuck a block underneath of it, just for some extra support, and so you can just rest into this position. Otherwise, if you can get down to the floor, that's great. And just rest here. We're going to keep doing our big breathing. So breathing into the front, the sides, and the back of our belly. If that's not comfortable for you, you can just breathe normally, however is comfortable for you. I'm just relaxing here. Notice if it's difficult for you to relax and not have movement. Is it challenging to focus on your breath? Is it challenging to stay in stillness? Just 2 more breaths here, or whenever you're ready. So to release whenever you're ready, bring some weight into our left hand, pushing up, bringing our right hand back, and bringing our thumb off of our heels. We're going to go to the other side, so I'm going to turn around here. And we're going to take our right hand down, grounding to the mat. Our left hand comes through, butt goes back onto heels. Relaxing back down. You can always bring your legs wider to whatever width you need to relax them down. If your butt isn't quite reaching your heels, you can always stick a block under if it's not comfortable for you, just to give some extra support. With all the extra sitting and screen time, it can be a little bit tighter through those muscles there. And so always relax now. And we'll keep doing our big breaths through our back, sides, and belly. Remember, you always have the choice if that's not comfortable for you, just to relax and breathe normally. If this twist is not quite intense enough for you or you want more, you can always reach a little bit further out. The choice is up to you. Relaxing your neck, your jaw, and remembering to keep breathing here. Two more breaths in your own time. Whenever you're ready, we're going to come back up, putting our weight into our right hand, untwisting with our left. If you used any props, you want to take them out now. And then we're going to come back. Spending a lot of time in child's pose. I hope you're comfortable with that. Alright, so coming back into a tabletop position again. So hands under shoulders, knees about hip width apart. We're going to sit ourselves back down again. Coming back down. We're going to reach our arms forward this time. You take your legs as wide as you need them to accommodate that belly. And we're going to inhale And exhale, we're going to walk our hands over to the right side. Just for a little, you might notice some stretch in the side of your body. You can walk your hands as far as you're comfortable. And if you'd like to bring some movement, walk your hands back to the middle and back to the side. We'll do this for 3 more. So 3, 2, and 1. All right. And if you chose stillness, you want to come back to the center. When you're ready, we're going to go to the left side. So walking our hands over to the left. You can choose to stay here, or you can choose movement by walking our hands back towards center, and then back to the left. Do this for 3 more. So 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Take a rest here in child's pose, or you can choose to come back up. We're going to come back up into tabletop, and then we are going to go into melting heart pose. This might be a little bit intense for some people. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk our hands forward and get our chest to rest on the mat. Now, if this is too intense for you, stay on your forearms and just rest your chest down towards the ground. So just drop it down. You can also choose to put a bolster to bring it around a little bit closer to you, or a pillow. Or you can choose to use a blanket as some support if you like. But really, it's up to you, whatever is most comfortable for you. If it's too much on your knees, you can also put the blanket under your knees. Or we're just gonna hang out here for a few breaths. Just noticing the sensations in your back. If you'd like, you can bring your knees out wider or closer to your belly. We're resting here. Notice where you feel the sensations in your back, maybe in your hips, maybe through your chest. Notice what you notice. You can draw your arms out longer if you'd like. Get down closer and rest more restful. Totally up to you. For some people, this might be too much of a back bend, and you might want to stick a pillow under there to bring the floor up to you. So we're going to stay there for another couple of breaths. And I just want you to think about, what do you normally do to take care of yourself? Do you rest? Do you take time out of your day? See how you can maybe incorporate some of these movements, maybe just into a couple of minutes of your day, just to relax and let go. All right, so to come up, we're going to walk our hands back up into tabletop. Whew. Let's just come to seated for a second here, just to kind of let that go for a minute. And seated, we'll come back onto our back. Just bring our legs into our chest just for a moment, just to release that. Oh. You might want to rock back and forth here, whatever's comfortable for you. All right, let's come back up to seated. We're going to go into a half butterfly. So we're going to take our right leg out in front of us, our left leg and foot come into our right thigh. And this might be enough for you. If this is great, you're feeling good about it, that's great. Otherwise, we could do a forward fold here. You can also choose to use a bolster if you like, as some support, pillow, whatever you have on hand, or we can just choose to fold forward. If this is too intense for you, bring your foot out wider towards your calf instead of your thigh, or it can stay here. Or you can just choose to stay up. There's also a choice of movement where you can walk your hands down towards your foot and walk back up. So exhale, walk towards your foot. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, walk towards your foot. Inhale, walking back up. So you can choose stillness, you can choose to walk. Up to you. Whichever you like. We'll stay here for another 3 breaths or so. Another 2 breaths. Another 1 breath. And we'll take our legs out in front. You can choose to tap them out. And we'll go on to the other side. So left foot out straight in front of you. Your toes can be pointing towards the ceiling. Keeps that leg active. You can choose to have them not pointing up towards the ceiling if you wish. And bringing your right foot into your left thigh. And we're going to do the same. So you can choose your forward fold, hanging out here. You can choose to have a pillow if you'd like to have some extra support. Or you can choose movement. So we'll walk our hands down towards our left foot, down our leg. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming back up. We'll do it for another 3, 2, and 1. And let's shake out those legs. Whew. All right, we're gonna come into our cat-cows. So back up to tabletop, which is my favorite for today. And so what we're going to do is we're going to drop our belly down towards the floor. And then exhale, rounding the spine, looking towards our legs. Inhale, dropping the belly, gaze goes slightly forward. Exhale, rounding the spine up towards the ceiling, gaze goes back towards our feet. And so you have some options here as we keep going through this in our own time. If this is too much on the wrists, you might want to fold the mat up, placing the hands on the edge of the mat, just so they're not at a complete 90-degree angle. Okay, we're going to keep going through this in our own time. Take your legs out as wide as you need if that's not comfortable for you. Tap them a little bit closer in together. Play around with it. It doesn't need to look like everybody else's. Make it comfortable for you. We'll do this for another 3 breaths. So, two, and do it in your own time, with your own breath. And 1 more. Your mat's rolled, you might want to unroll it now. Finish off those cat-cows. And then we're going to come down onto our backs. All right, let's take a moment to rest here. We're going to bring our feet, bottoms of our feet together into a butterfly. So you may want to take your feet out longer if it's too intense for you to have them close. If you've been doing a lot of sitting, me included, you notice your knees aren't going to reach the ground. If it's too intense for you, you can place a block underneath your knee as some support. Relax your nervous system there, or you can just let it fall with gravity. Up to you. Whatever is most comfortable for you, totally fine. I'm going to hang out here for another couple of breaths. All right, if you're ready, we'll come up to seated for a moment. So taking your feet down to the floor, pushing yourself up. I'm gonna try something else. So let's bring our feet together again in a seated position. And let's take our hands onto our knees. What I'd like you to try, if it's comfortable and available to you, is to push your hands into your knees. So create some counter pressure, trying to bring your knees together, and your hands are pushing down towards the floor. So we'll do this for 3, 2, 1. Releasing your hands and releasing your knees back towards the floor. Notice how much further down your knees get towards the floor. Did it change? Did it stay the same? Let's do it again. So bringing up our knees, trying to push them together, and pushing our hands down towards the floor, so creating that counter pressure. For 3, 2, and 1, releasing the knees down towards the floor. Do you notice a difference? Is it easier to get them towards the floor? All right, with that, we're gonna come back down onto our backs on the mat, bringing our knees up towards our chest. You can choose to have some movement here, rocking back and forth, or you can choose stillness. Totally up to you. If you'd like some extra release here, you can take your hands to either the outside of your feet, or to your big toes, or to the inside of your foot, whatever you can get. You can even grab your calf if that's grabbing your feet's not accessible to you. We're gonna come in here for a big stretch. You can rock side to side if you like. Really, you can grab anywhere on your leg that's accessible to you. So if you can't reach your feet, grabbing through your calves is totally fine. If that's not accessible to you, you can grab the backs of your thighs. And if you need to, you can do one at a time. That's also very much okay. Whatever is most comfortable for you and the most accessible. So we're gonna hang out here either in stillness or rocking side to side, just for a few breaths. If it's too much for you, want to relax, you can just place your feet down on the mat. So for 3, 2, and 1, releasing down. All right, so we're gonna come into our resting pose now. So there's some options for resting pose. Some people laying down right on your back might not be comfortable for you. That's okay. You can take a pillow, placing it underneath of you, and relaxing down that way. If that's not comfortable for you, you can take a pillow up against the wall, just leaning back in a seated Shavasana position. You can choose just to remain in a comfortable seat. Some people might want to take a blanket, placing it behind their head to keep that natural spine curve. Whatever is comfortable for you is totally fine. Find a comfortable spot. Find a position where you can relax. And when you find that position, just focus in on your breath. Notice the rate of your breath. Has it changed? from the beginning of our time together? Is it faster? Is it deeper? Just notice any change. And here, in our resting pose, take some time and just focus your attention to different parts of your body. Are they relaxed? Are they tense? If you notice a tense part of your body, bring awareness to it. You can try and focus your breath to that area. You could choose to bring some extra tension there. Squeeze and release. Think about where in your body you might notice tension throughout your day, and spend a little bit more time breathing into that space. Think about how we can breathe into parts of our body when we notice that we're getting stressed, when we notice there's extra tension, and how can we let that go? And stay here for as long as you feel that you need the time. Focusing on your breath, focusing on your body. Thank you for spending time with me today.